welcome back, and let's talk about root rot. So this plant here in question is dying. I don't know if I can save it, but I will do my best to save it, and hence I'm shooting this video if it can help you. So this plant is Green Wonder, Philodendron. I absolutely love philodendrons, and every time I have bought a big philodendron, it has always given me a hard time, because some people just never learn, and maybe I'm one of them, or it could be my last attempt on a philodendron, but time will tell. So this one, when I bought, it came in coconut coir, and what happens with coconut coir, it absorbs too much moisture, the soil is wet for longer, roots don't get oxygen, and then you have a root rot, and then you have root fungus too. What that is, you can have a fungus in your soil when you give it too much water, and then that activates that fungus, and which in turn starts to kill your roots and your plant dies. So both are deadly as each other if you don't catch on time. So here I thought I have catched it on time, so I brought it home. I'm not sure if you have seen my video on Philodendron Imperial Green. I had the same problems with that, and I knew I was going to have the same problem with this one, so I acted quickly this time. I changed the soil as soon as I saw the leaf yellowing, which took me a week from receiving it, and I think it was still delayed reaction, to be honest. And sometimes you just think, oh my god, I have to make the soil, and then I have to pot it. If you have soil ready there, you can just do it so quickly. So I had to just do this whole exercise, and I just delayed it by a week or so. And then my leaves started to go yellow, which you do not see here because I have already done that. And I changed the soil, and I said, yeah, it will be good. There was a small damage to root was mushy, so I cut it, and I thought we are good to go now. And I have changed a different mixture. So this is my new mixture, which is quite free draining. I wouldn't say it's extremely free draining, but it's a free draining because I always underwater my plants. I don't like to have too much free draining moisture, otherwise my plants are drying and then they will die because they are drying up, and I'm so laid back when I water my plants. So I was just trying to ease my life. That's the whole point to have plants, right? But anyway, 3 days after repotting this Philodendron Green Wonder, I watered it because I wanted the roots to dry a bit before I could re-water it again. So then I watered, and it's still a lot of moisture in, and it's been over a week. You can still see the soil is still quite moist, but it doesn't have a lot of water in it. It's still quite moist, but my plant is still not doing well, and all this damage you see, it has happened after I have repotted. That means the root rot did not stop, and it's still doing its work. Now you can see how many foliage I had to just cut down, and many of these will still come out if I'm going to show you the roots. So the exercise I'm going to do is remove this from the pot, shake all the soil off, and just wash the roots. Before actually I wash the roots, I'm going to cut the damaged roots, inspect them. Even if I'm thinking something is about to get root rot, I'm just going to cut it just to save myself the headache. It might not survive this plant because it's going to be a very harsh pruning today. And after that, I'm just going to rinse it in a fungicide. Either you can have a fungicide. I'm going to use a natural method. So I'm going to just use neem oil with dish soap and warm water, mix it all up, rinse the roots. And I'm not going to pot the roots straight away I'm not going to pot the plant straight away. I'm going to let the roots dry, and then pot it into a new soil, and after that water it maybe after a day or two, because I am so much scared of watering the plant. That's how scared I am right now, even though I'm underwater here and plants are dying from root rot, and I think that is hilarious. But this plant was quite expensive, so it will kind of hurt me a bit because it's quite a decent size, and it did make a statement in my living room. And I have kind of let it go, but let's see if I can still save it. If I do, that'll be amazing. So I'm just going to show you now the roots. So first we're going to look at the plant roots, and I'm just going to take it out. To be honest, before I would have said be careful with this one. I am so much kind of given up on it. I don't know if this will survive, so I'm just gonna pot it. Look, just another one came out. That's how bad the state is. And I'm just going to empty into this so I don't make a mess here. So there we go with the roots. And if I look around, this one is rotting. So I just need to go all around where it's coming from and get it all out. All rotting. Actually, if you see, this whole section is rotten, so I'm just going to pull it out. It's going to be really extreme here. So this is all wasted. And if I look here, this one was fine, but it was kind of damaged and it was rotting here. So this one's down too. And actually I think I have half the size. So I'm just going to look here if this is fine. So I'm just going to remove all the soil to make sure that I don't miss the rotting bit second time, because I have already done this exercise which really didn't pay off, and want to make sure I do it better this time. So the rotten bit is a bit here. I'm just gonna get into it. I'm just going to cut it a bit more in case it can cause further root rot, and it seems fine here. Oh, that was poor handling by me, or the plant is not strong enough anymore, because half of the plant is gone. I don't know if I can remove any more soil from it unless I keep on damaging further and keep breaking the stems. So now I'm just going to rinse it, and for that I have got warm water. I'm just going to put some fairy liquid in, which will help the neem oil bind with the water. And I'm just going to put drops of neem oil. Please do wear gloves. I am just going to wash my hands after this now, because the last thing you really want is these fungus or any root rot onto your hands. So now I have mixed it all in, and I'm just going to rinse this. And I'm not going to repot it immediately. I'm going to let it dry for at least a good 7-8 hours, or till evening or next morning. And I'm going to I'm not going to use this soil. I'm going to use a fresh soil, because I don't want to use it in case it's contaminated with any more fungus. So I'm just going to do everything with the fresh soil, just to giving this plant a better chance of survival. And I really hope that this video was useful. It's not pretty when your plants die, but it's life, and life goes on. And I'm sure if this one doesn't survive, I'm still going to buy another philodendron, but I won't say that out loud. Thank you so much for tuning in, and before you go, I just want you to see the roots. So if I just look all around here, I have taken all the rotting bits. Actually, this bit is still there, and I am going to inspect this thoroughly and making sure that there is no rotting bit in there which can cause further delay, further damages to my plant. And if it does survive, I will 100% upload a second video, because I know how scary root rot is, especially if we don't catch it on time. I mean, if you look at this leaf, you wouldn't think there is any root rot going on, but well, there is. Thank you so much for tuning in. Bye bye.